Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the new series I'm doing to help you with your shadow work. So yay! If you have not seen the intro video, that might be a great place to start. It's in the same playlist that this video is in, the Portal to Your Soul playlist. But basically this is going to be us doing some shadow work using the major arcana. So whether this is your first time finding me, hi, my name's Elissa. I'm glad that you guys are here, or I sent you here from a reading, or you just stumbled upon this video. It's for a reason, okay? We're going to be looking into the major arcana, the Fool card, and what lessons in this energy is meant to help you learn, what you're supposed to embody, and how to overcome these things on your soul journey. So the Fool, when he shows up, the overall energy is all about new beginnings, taking that leap of faith, being a free spirit, surrendering, and like that innocence. In fact, when I'm reading the Fool in tarot, I'm often referring to him as like the inner child or a very pure, free spirit, because we're meant to follow our heart and live a soul-led life, and that's exactly what the purpose is here. So because of his infinite potential, he's number 0 in the major arcana. So it doesn't matter if he's like what kicks off the major arcana, if we put him at the very end. The thing is, he's always present, so he's in every single lesson. So the stuff that we talk about today is going to come up whether we're reading Death, whether we're reading the Chariot, the Hanged Man. He's in all of those lessons as well. So this is a great place to begin on your healing journey, okay? And that's gonna make sense, right? Because the Fool is stepping into the unknown. It's surrendering to, there's something bigger than me, and I'm supposed to be exactly where I am right now. It's this inner knowing of, this is my calling and I'm protected. Like, it's that as above, so below, which we'll talk about next video. But yeah, this is, you know, you're protected. This is your lesson to master, okay? So it's time for you to embrace your light. No matter what you think you're too broken for, you're too dark for, you are meant to look at your light and heal your soul. Earth is school. We're all here for a reason, okay? So when you feel like you're too broken, or you're too old, like, that's just your ego trying to protect you, okay? That's just your conditioning, tainting your potential. So the time is now when this card is popping up. There's no room for procrastination or self-doubt. Do not live the same year 75 times and call it a life. It's time to figure out what's blocking you from living a soul-led life when you're living into alignment. And we're going to talk about a lot of that today. This is going to require a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-compassion, patience, empathy, grace, again, as well as surrendering to your higher power. So it doesn't matter if it's God, the universe, the divine, spirit, Buddha, the moon, Britney Spears, who cares? As long as you can get into that space of feeling yourself, be protected, and knowing that there's something bigger than you. What does matter is just that feeling, because it's the gratitude, okay? And it's the being present that is really going to allow you to embody this chapter and open up your chakras as well, okay? So the universe, here's the thing, has an infinite amount of possibilities, right? To deliver what is meant for you. They can make anything happen at any time. When you choose you, the universe chooses you. And I say that to you guys all the time in readings. And again, we're going to talk about that next video when we move into the Magician, because a lot of that is law of attraction. And yeah, like I said, the Fool is involved in all of these lessons, so they go hand in hand. But your job is to reflect, okay? What is your block? Why are you hesitant to take this leap of faith? Like, do you feel, why are you nervous? Why are you afraid to look in the mirror? Why are you afraid of the unknown? Why are you afraid to surrender or let go? Oftentimes this can be due to survival mode or being on autopilot. What's the difference, right? Survival mode is defined as like chronic unresolved stress, okay? It's just continuous, and autopilot is more of like something we do out of habit. Actually, 2023, like the collective energy, when I was reading for you guys, a huge lesson in the collective was coming off autopilot, was coming out of survival mode, and many people have been functioning in autopilot. For some of us, we're born into it. It's all we know. It's the box that we've been born into, and that's been our reality. We were born to parents that were in survival mode. So there's these generations and generations of hurt, of woundings, of outdated thinking, of old school belief systems, right? Like, what's a real man, and how should a real woman act, and children should be seen and not heard, and the only way to be successful is to be a workaholic. Like, there's all these things that society and our family or our caregivers have taught us, and it's created a block. We get to know these things as normal, and it becomes our comfort, our home, and then we're confused we're confused and like perplexed when like our children grow up and like they're incapable of like a healthy relationship with us, or they're resentful towards us, or they're not able to, have like a healing, deeper connection with others. So in survival mode, I think it's important to mention that we're just trying to make it to the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just trying to have our basic needs met. Okay, and I've said this before too. Survival mode is actually a breeding ground for narcissism. So it's vital that we learn to take ourselves out of that. We exist on the surface because we're too exhausted, we're too numb, we're too, fatigued, distracted to emotionally regulate. And again, when we're in survival mode, like, that's autopilot too, right? But like survival mode especially, because like you sprinkle some trauma onto there, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, of course it's gonna move us into a huge block. Like, we're trying to avoid like freaking trigger city. Like, our brain doesn't discriminate whether it thinks that like a threat is real or perceived. Our brain is just trying to always keep us alive. That's the brain's job, So it's like, we're just reacting to a trigger here. A lot of us don't have the benefit of self-reflection. Like I said, the brain, it doesn't matter if the threat is real or perceived. It's going to put us in this fight, fawn, freeze, response. Sorry, my brain is like catching up here. It feels dangerous to our brain to come out of that comfort zone and to self-reflect and peel back the layers. I'm obviously reading notes, okay, people? Like, authenticity here, all right? I actually do have a video here. I made a note to offer you guys a video as far as like the trauma response, and I can't remember what that is, so I'll put it in the comments when I remember. Okay, so check the comments. Next episode, I'm going to touch on how everything is a mirror. Okay, and it's meant to send you back home to yourself to create your dream life. But for now, it's about rooting yourself and grounding yourself in faith that nothing that's meant for you can leave. It can't be taken from you. Regardless what your environment looks like, regardless what your brain is telling you, your circumstances, your past, if something's meant for you, you just have to achieve raising yourself to the vibration to receive it. You have your soul, the connection to it, along with source. That can't ever be robbed from you. That can't be taken from you. Yeah, there can be a block created, sure, if you allow it, but even then, it's not taken from you. At any moment, you can just choose to surrender. And that's beautiful news. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. You don't have to wait until the next life event. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to start again. And so that's beautiful. So surrender is going to be a huge theme with this period, this chapter, this lesson. Be open to the uncertainty of this moment. Be willing to know the truth of who you are and who you are not. That's getting to know your core values. That's establishing boundaries. And we'll talk about all that in this series. But like, we create schedules, right? Routines, lists, systems, comfort zones, because we're constantly searching for control. We're spending money. We're spending energy. We're making ourselves sick mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and it's really all driven by fear. You have to release the conditioning, the labels, the shame, the anger, the sadness, and that's what's blocking you from the universal truth. You are pure, and you have a purpose for being here. Earth is school, It's time to be okay with being a student. You don't have to have it all figured out. Control is so rooted in fear. Achieving a soul-led life is going to require you to turn off that autopilot, and be intentional about the energy that you wish to carry. Be intentional about the people you want around you and what thoughts that we're going to feed ourselves. Mindfulness is key here. Practicing mindfulness regularly can help reprogram your subconscious and limiting beliefs. Again, this is going to require a lot of patience, a lot of compassion, a lot of surrendering, and that's okay. Again, we can always try again. Allow yourself to be human as well. Control convinces us that our comfort is more important than our happiness. And it really robs a lot of people from experiencing their dreams coming true, deep connections. I see it all the time, especially in like love readings. I know I've been through that too. In reality, again, control is just rooted by fear, you know, and what we fear will happen when we think that we're not in control. You know, we fear what people will think or say. We fear looking into the freaking mirror and being met with a really inconvenient truth that we can't control what's going on around us. We can't control that person or how they feel or what they're saying or how this is going to play out. We can only control what's happening within us. And we're going to talk a lot about that when we get to like the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess with our masculine and feminine energy. If I've done readings for you, if you watch my channel, you already know what's coming, okay? So yeah, we hold on to control because we're attached to a specific outcome, like staying in that relationship or making a lot of money or whatever it is, okay? The goal is to rewire our desire for control with our desire for alignment. Alignment calls for you to listen to your own inner truth and to your own soul's calling, God's calling. Surrender micromanaging the universe. Open your mind and exist and flow. Observe, don't absorb, okay? Yeah, observe, don't absorb. I'm freezing, okay? Like, it is cold at the time of this recording, so bear with me, you guys. But yeah, don't label what's happening. Don't judge it and don't react. That's so hard. That takes so much mindfulness. It's not even a joke. And I just want like to be completely authentic. This is something I'm still learning. Okay, so we're doing this together, babe. It's gonna be okay. The other thing that I think it's important to keep in mind with the Fool and how to like trust what's for us and should I just let go of control, it's like your soul is guiding you all the time, and that's in whispers, right? That's in dreams. It's subtle. It's in the synchronicities that some of you are still calling coincidences. Panic is loud. Survival mode is loud. Pressure, okay? That you have to react this very second. That is not divinity. That's not a soul calling, all right? That's fight or flight, okay? So autopilot exists because we get lost in the intensity of what we're feeling, right? It's like, well, I just have to do this. Again, our brain's always trying to keep us safe, okay? So this is, again, why it's so important that we have those balanced masculine and feminine energies. Being balanced allows us to free ourselves from imposter syndrome, which is really kind of like the last topic I really want to talk to you guys today. Imposter syndrome is the inability to trust yourself, the inability to believe in yourself, or that your success is deserved, or that you've achieved it because you deserve it. I know that I really struggled with imposter syndrome. That was huge for me. And like stepping into my career and like building my empire, like, oh my God. I talked about this in the intro video, but you know, this is my second time doing this series. I got to the Wheel of Fortune and, you know, I was kind of working over on TikTok and stuff. And then I went back to this like a year ago. I went back to the videos and I watched them and oh my God, I had imposter syndrome. So I privated all of them. So I'm really excited to be in the energy of the Fool doing this with you guys. And I super appreciate your patience with me because I'm like horrible at like fucking editing and stuff like that. But I've got something to say, so just listen, okay? But yeah, it's when you, imposter syndrome is when you self-sabotage your success. It's this overwhelming feeling of like inadequacy. You know, you feel like a fraud, you feel like a phony, you're cutting yourself short. And you accept failure because it minimizes your pain. I've seen it done so many times. It's really fucking sad. I lived that way for a long time. I've loved people that wouldn't allow themselves to just love me because they figured it would fail. You know, they didn't allow themselves to go after their dreams because they figured it would fail. It was heartbreaking. It was completely heart-wrenching. And so the energy of the Fool is to just surrender. This is more common than I feel it's talked about. And that's why I'm throwing myself up here again on my little podium to talk to you guys about it, because I know you feel me. If you're here watching this, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And you're not alone. And I think it's really important that you know that. There are a lot of adults walking around feeling like a broken child, an imposter, right? I remember watching this Mel Robbins video, and she was doing the thing with her daughter. Actually, it might have even been her daughter that said it, but she was like, "You're not an imposter, you're a first timer," and that stuck with me so hard. So shout out to Mel Robbins' daughter. And then, yeah, I think that's really it. You guys, life is for the living. So go out there. You have a calling. You found this video for a reason. We're going to talk more about the law of attraction and creating your dream reality, okay, on the next video of the Magician. I'm not sure how often I'm going to release a video. Every week, every other week. I don't know. I'm not putting pressure on myself. I just know that my whole body knows I'm supposed to be here. So I will see you on the next one. Definitely leave your feedback below. I appreciate you guys. If you need a reading, of course, reach out. And be good to yourselves. I love you. Bye.